Welcome back to Kansas City Chiefs Today, your go-to place for all things Chiefs. We've got some exciting news to break down for you today, as we take a deep dive into the Chiefs' latest draft picks. This includes their selections from rounds 2 and 3. Let's talk about what this means for the future of the team and whether these picks will help the Chiefs continue their pursuit of another Super Bowl victory. First up, we're looking at the 63rd overall pick in the draft, defensive tackle Omar Norman-Lott from Tennessee. A key player for the Chiefs' defensive line. At 6 feet 1 inch, 303 pounds, he's a force on the field. Despite his stats not jumping off the page, 18 tackles, 4 TFLs, and 4 sacks, Norman-Lott stood out due to his ability to handle double teams, playing alongside James Pierce Jr. at Tennessee. His pressure rate was through the roof, showcasing athleticism and burst. While he may start as a situational player, Norman-Lott's massive hands and pass-rushing ability could be exactly what the Chiefs need to help their defensive line rotation moving forward. Now, we all know Chris Jones is the centerpiece of the Chiefs' defensive line, but as he gets older, having a solid backup plan is crucial. Norman-Lott might just be the player to fill that role. With additional development and coaching, he could be a key player in the 2025 season. With a deep defensive line featuring names like Tillery and Karoftis, Norman-Lott adds significant depth. So what do you think of this pick? Does Norman-Lott have the potential to be the future star the Chiefs need on their defensive line? Let me know in the comments. I'd give this pick a solid B, considering his upside and the depth he could bring. But what are your thoughts? Next up, we've got the 66th overall pick, edge rusher Ashton Gelotti from Louisville. At 6 feet 2 inches, 264 pounds, Gillotti had 43 tackles, 10 TFLs, and 4.5 sacks last season. His production dipped compared to the previous year, but he still showed a relentless motor. He's a tough player with a high ceiling, but some concerns about his arm length and run defense will need to be addressed. Gilotti's future with the Chiefs is a bit more uncertain than Norman-Lott's. While he's a solid player, he's competing for a spot with a deep defensive line. He'll need to prove himself in training camp, especially against players like Charles Omenihu, Felix, and Mike Dana. So, was this a good pick for the Chiefs? While I'm not as high on Gillotti as I am with Norman-Lott, I think he's got potential. But with the team's current defensive line, it will be tough for him to break through immediately. Do you agree or disagree? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. As we dive deeper into the Chiefs' draft strategy, one thing is clear: the defensive line is getting stronger. Both Norman-Lott and Gillotti are key parts of this plan, and while they may not be immediate starters, they bring valuable depth to the roster. This is something the Chiefs have needed, especially considering the struggles in pass rushing last season. Let's not forget that one of the biggest issues the Chiefs faced in the previous season was getting consistent pressure on the quarterback. While they made strides with players like Charles Omenihu and Mike Dana, the defensive line still had moments where they couldn't get to the quarterback when it mattered most. This was evident in a few key games, and adding more depth to that position should be a priority. Let's talk a little bit about Brett Veach, the Chiefs' general manager. Over the years, Veach has earned a reputation for making bold, unexpected picks, and so far, he's been proven right more often than not. While we may not always agree with every decision, we trust his ability to build a championship-caliber roster. With the selection of Norman-Lott and Gillotti, he's sticking to his blueprint of building through the trenches. It's a strategy that helped the Chiefs win their most recent Super Bowl, and it could pay off again down the line. Now, let's take a look at how these picks could impact the Chiefs' overall depth chart. With the additions of Norman-Lott and Gillotti, the competition on the defensive line just got a lot fiercer. With players like Chris Jones and Frank Clark already established as leaders, these rookies will have to prove they can contribute right away. But the Chiefs' defensive line is one of the most talented in the league, so having these additional pieces could really give them an edge in the long run. Looking ahead, both Norman-Lott and Gillotti will have to develop their skills further to become consistent contributors for the Chiefs. For Norman-Lott, it's about refining his pass rush technique and improving his run-stopping ability. He's shown flashes of brilliance, but it's about becoming more disciplined and learning to control his raw power. Gillotti, on the other hand, will need to focus on his arm length and overall strength to make an impact at the NFL level. But don't be fooled, both of these players have high potential. The Chiefs have a great track record of developing defensive talent. With veteran leaders like Chris Jones and Frank Clark in the room, they'll have the mentorship they need to grow. Plus, with the Chiefs coaching staff focusing on maximizing every player's strengths, it's likely that both Norman-Lott and Gelotti will be ready to contribute in key moments in the future. At the end of the day, the defensive line's primary responsibility is to disrupt the opposing quarterback. With the likes of Norman-Lott, Gelotti, and the rest of the Chiefs' pass rushers, the team is set up to have a strong pass rush for years to come. We've seen what a great defense can do for the Chiefs. Just look at their performance in the postseason over the last few seasons. With these young additions, they're building towards something even more dominant. So where does this leave the Chiefs moving forward? The draft isn't just about immediate impact, it's about long-term success. And by focusing on the trenches, Brett Veach and his team are laying the foundation for future championship runs. The Chiefs are in a strong position, and with the development of these young players, we could see a defensive line that's even more ferocious than the one that led them to Super Bowl 55. As always, we want to hear from you. What do you think about the Chiefs draft so far? Are you excited about the potential of Omar Norman-Lott and Ashton Gelotti? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Kansas City Chiefs Today for more in-depth analysis, game breakdowns, and everything you need to stay up to date with your favorite team. Let's take a moment to talk about the development of these young players, specifically how they can contribute in training camp. The Chiefs have one of the best coaching staffs in the league, known for their ability to develop raw talent. Norman-Lott's explosive burst and Gelotti's high motor make them ideal candidates for significant coaching attention. Both players will need to work on their discipline, technique, and situational awareness, especially when it comes to handling the speed and power of NFL-level offenses. What's also key here is the leadership they'll have around them. Veterans like Chris Jones and Frank Clark will be critical to helping Norman-Lott and Gelotti grow. Jones, who's known for his pass-rushing prowess, could be the perfect mentor for Norman-Lott as he develops his technique. Clark's leadership and experience will help Gelotti adjust to the NFL's demands. That's invaluable for any young player coming into the league. At the end of the day, it's not just about the players, but about the team as a whole. The Chiefs have proven time and again that they are a family, and this draft class will be no different. Whether it's Norman-Lott's potential to become a key defensive contributor or Gelotti's ability to work his way into the edge rusher rotation, the future looks bright for this defense. The foundation is being laid now, and with the leadership and culture of the Chiefs, we can expect these rookies to make their mark when the season starts. Thanks for sticking with me through all of this Chiefs draft breakdown. If you're as excited as I am about the future of this team, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts below. What do you think about these picks? Are there any other players you want to see the Chiefs target? Stay tuned for more updates and breakdowns all season long. Until next time, this is Kansas City Chiefs Today. Go Chiefs!